Eric J. Watts Sr. from Columbus. Pretty straightforward question here. Hey, Mary Kay, what's the current truth about Deshaun Watson's shoulder?
You know what? The problem has been just the mixed messages that we've gotten from, from the team, from everywhere really, since the very start of this injury. And even today, I was trying to sort through another little bit of sort of misinformation that somebody put out there. So I will tell you exactly what I know and what I think probably is going to happen. What I do know is this. He's got what's considered a very deep, deep contusion of one of the four rotator cuff muscles. There are four that hold sort of the ball of the shoulder in place. And there are four muscles that are involved, and he's got a deep, deep contusion in one of those muscles. Now, we have been told, and it really impacts his ability to be able to drive the ball. It's why he was not able to, and we know this for a fact, to lift his shoulder when this first happens. Now, how do we know that? Because Andrew Berry told us that during his bye week conference. So he wasn't able to even lift his shoulder at the start of this. And now he's throwing the ball with increasing velocity each day. Last week in practice, they got very encouraged because when he was inside of that building and we couldn't see him, he made a ton of progress and he felt really good. He was waking up the next day without much pain, and he was able to move forward and build upon what he did the day before. So there is some encouragement and there is some significant optimism that he is going to be able to play against the Colts. I had talked to someone on Friday that, emphasized over and over and over, this is the franchise quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. Exercise caution. Do not let him go out there until he is pain-free and he's throwing the ball normally. And this is a pretty significant contusion that was presenting like a strain. And if it presents like a strain, that sometimes involves little micro tears that might not even necessarily show up on a conventional MRI. So now they've kind of like gone back to, okay, what are the two things he needs to be able to do? Have no pain and be able to throw the ball normally. The tricky part about this, Dan, is the fact that Deshaun Watson wants to play in this football game. He wants to get back out there and he wants to play against the Colts. And supposedly he doesn't have any structural damage. Supposedly there is not anything torn in the shoulder. And that is possible. That does happen. And it is just considered a contusion. But the tricky part with this is they're going to really have to rely on him to be gut level honest with them and tell them if he's experiencing pain in the shoulder. Because if he is, then you don't want to put him out there, because that means there's something still going wrong in there, and that maybe it's not torn now, but maybe it's contused enough that it could get torn upon further impact, upon, trying to rip the ball, whatever the case may be. You want to make sure that this contusion is as healed as possible. They could err on the side of caution and hold him out another week. They could possibly even hold him out 2 more weeks. It's a 2 to 6 week injury. Sunday will be 4 weeks. I think they're probably going to throw him out there. And if they do that, for everybody's sake, let's hope it goes well.